Yo, what's going on? What's happening? So, yo, man, just a couple days ago, I was scrolling through YouTube, and BT, the BT Awards came up on my feed, and I'm like, yo, when the BT Awards happen? So I went to the BT YouTube channel and checked it out, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna waste my time, looking at 2.5 to 3 hours of this award show, but I will look at clips of it. You know what I'm saying? So, while I'm looking at little clips of it, I'm like, when did the BET Awards, come on? And it dawned on me, like, I don't keep up with that mess anymore. Not because I'm older. It's because I remember back in the days when, I used to keep up with it. The BET Awards, the Soul Train Music Awards, and the BET Hip Hop Music Awards. And they were banging back in the days. Nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Why am I going to look at a bunch of talentless, non-creative artists, black artists that is, performing on an award show and receiving awards that they don't even deserve because their music is hot garbage? It's just that plain and simple. And it's like the way that BET Awards are going on nowadays, in order to cover their ASS so that people will be attentive, they always are giving tribute or homage in commemoration of or whatever towards the generations prior to recently, this recent generation. So this particular year, they did a tribute towards 106 in Park, where they had at the time, the early 2000s, when they had the acts such as performances, and those people performed it at the BET Awards. They had acts such as Nelly, Lil Bow Wow, T.I., and I think someone else. So it's like, in order to save face, in order to keep the attention span on, as far as people looking at the BET Awards, you got to bring in old school music. Straight up. Nowadays, these kids are complaining about when they go to the club, all DJs play is nothing but old school music. And the DJs are saying, they saying this on Instagram. The DJs, that is. They're like, yo, man, I'm not playing, albums that's not going to get you, like, crunked or hyped or whatever. Like, these albums are straight garbage. So I'm going to definitely go back in the days, whether it's the early 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, and the 70s, and play what I know that's going to keep the party pumping. And nowadays, people are just dancing and vibing to these TikTok, little small snippets of songs. And the DJs is like, what I look like playing like 80 of them? So it's like, but see, this is the thing. People will say that I'm bashing black people. And my thing is, no, I'm not. I'm wanting to just ask this big question. When is it going to get to the point where black people are going to be held accountable for their actions? Straight up. Or the lack of. Straight up. Like, we know that the music is garbage. We know this. You know what I'm saying? The only person that I saw at the BET Music Awards that was really, I say the song was nice, but the performance was hot garbage, was Glorilla. Little Cook, we done been with my ass out. Oh, I knew you was gonna do that. I knew that was coming. I knew you had to show off your brand new ass. But the song was pretty hot. Or still is. Other than that, the rest of the acts and just the BET Awards, as I was just going through the little clips and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It was garbage. That plain and simple. But here I am, the bad guy, man. There you go bashing black people. And man, you constantly talk about black people making us look stupid in front of these good old white folks and blah, 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 blah. Well, let me tell you something, man. Straight up. Let's get this. Let's get down to business. Would you rather for me talk about, real talk, like, would you rather for me to talk about what's going on? Let me take it back, my fault. Would you rather for them good old white folks, as you would say, hear me talk about the coonery buffoonery? Or would you like to see it live? Would you like for them to see it live in color, in action? Because I can tell you, I'm not making black people look stupid by talking about the things that they do. Black people making themselves look stupid by doing the coonery buffoonery shit that they do. But no one is being held accountable for shit. You see black girls twerking in a restaurant on top of the fucking goddamn table. And you know what we're supposed to do? People that are at the restaurant, we just supposed to mind our business and just eat our food. Because she has every right to be twerking and shaking her ass in a goddamn restaurant. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. And I don't care what anyone says. We've gotten out of hand. Straight up. And people that have gotten out of hand, they need to be checked. Straight up. This whole black fatigue shit, when the melanin recessive beings are talking about black fatigue, man, miss me with that. But what I will say is this, black people do have black fatigue. And we're dealing with two people that we are really ready to separate ourselves from. That is the melanin recessive people and the NIGGERSs. I'll say racist melanin recessive beings and the NIGGERSs. That's real talk. I definitely want to separate myself from those type of people. Real shit, man. I'm just sick and tired of it. Like, you're going to get mad at me. How you going to get mad at me if I'm telling you what black people are doing? It's not like I'm doing the shit. And the only reason why I talk about the foul shit that black people do is because I know that we are capable of being better than who and what we are right now. It's just that plain and simple. That just as well as I critique black folks, I also defend black folks too. Like this whole stereotype of black men being nothing but deadbeat dads. Miss me with that. I take care of mine. And I know that there are other black men. I personally know of other black men that take care of theirs. And the reality of it is we don't ever talk about the real deadbeat dads. You know, Mr. Slave Master that went in the slave quarters and got those slaves. I don't even want to call our ancestors slaves. But got those black women pregnant and had mulatto children and decided that they didn't want to take care of them. Miss me with that. Or let's talk about the big head honcho deadbeat dad that don't nobody want to address. Don't nobody ever want to talk about him or mention him. You know, the omnipotent deadbeat dad, the all-knowing deadbeat dad. The deadbeat dad that created planets and earths and suns and water and all of that stuff in 7 days. Yeah, I'm talking about him. Because he didn't even take care of his only begotten son. Joseph did. Real talk. And as much as people want to talk about Egypt, how they want to defame Egypt in the Bible, well, guess who learned and went to school in Egypt from the age of from 1 year old all the way up to 13 years old? Jesus himself. Joseph changed his diapers. Joseph fed him. Joseph taught Jesus how to be a carpenter while your man was up in heaven just chilling. Real talk. And I just don't understand it. I don't know of any father on this planet that's black that would allow his son to be crucified on a cross. Jesus was hanging up on a cross, crucified like a motherfucker, talking about something. God, daddy, why is thou forsaking me? You allowed your only begotten son to die on a cross. Whoo, that's a cruel deadbeat dad. But don't nobody want to talk about that elephant, man. Excuse me, that elephant in the room. Straight up. That man said in Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7, I created good, I created evil. I created the dark and I created the light. I, the Lord, do all things. So you mean to tell me you created a hell that the devil, a place called hell that the devil don't even want to go to. You created the devil. And the devil has a one job. That's to manipulate, deceive, trick human beings. You created the angels. You created the heaven. But you couldn't manage to take care of your only begotten son. Get out of here. And in conclusion, we worship and we praise and we read the scripture under the Holy Spirit. And not in a logical sense. And we try to make that shit make sense. But how can you make that shit make sense? He was a deadbeat dad. He was a lousy ass father towards his son called Jesus. And we go to church every Sunday, praising the Lord, thinking that he gonna do something good for us while he treated his son like pure tea shit while his son was on the planet Earth. Real talk. Our race is in trouble. Straight up. Because we don't want to hold one another accountable for shit. You got black men that are signed to record labels. And it's no telling what they did in order to make the money that they make. No telling. Whether they had to give up their manhood. It's a shame that black men and black women can be bought. Straight up. And they'll jeopardize their integrity and principles in order to get that bag. Which is crazy to me. We're willing to do any and everything for the love of fucking money. And it just don't make sense. And we're just being used. You wonder why the Latinos are on some shit like, yo, could y'all come over here and really get in the way so we won't be harmed, or are we protesting and shit? You wonder why they're like that. Well, I can tell you, we've been everyone's welcome mat. Straight up, everyone could just walk all over us. We don't hold any allegiance to anyone, not even ourselves. We'll be anyone's whore. We'll take on anyone's battle, which makes no sense. And most times that ain't even got nothing to do with money. They ain't shit. You about the bag, but then again, you ain't about the bag. Make up your goddamn mind. Yeah, that's the only thing that we hold allegiance to. That's money. Bullshit. A woman out here damn getting fucking fake asses and fake hips and all the rest of that shit like as if you don't have that natural build. But you just want to overdo it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But as usual, you know what I'm saying? People, black people that is, will sit back and tell me that I'm bashing my race. Well, I can tell you for a fact, these are, I got you. Okay, since I'm bashing my own race, since you think that type of behavior that black people are expressing nowadays, and I'm not saying all black people, but a vast majority of black people, and the ones that are silent, that don't say shit, they are in agreement with it. So just because you may, you know what I'm saying, be doing things right, like going to work and coming home and raising your children and doing things as an individual the right way, but you're seeing our race slowly but surely decline, and you're not saying anything, you're just as guilty as the people that's helping our race decline. Real talk. So I got it. This is the deal that I'm going to make with you. I won't say shit. Just don't tie yourself. I'm talking about the genetically modified niggas. Don't tie yourself in our roots. What I mean by that, just keep on being the niggas that you are. Don't ever say that we built the pyramids, that we were ancient Sumerians, that, you know what I'm saying, we did great things in Africa. Look at the Kush Empire, the walls of Benin, Timbuktu. We were Moors, we were travelers. Look at the Olmecan statues. We were in Central and South America before. Nah, you were none of that. Because you don't act like those people. You don't act like the descendants of those people that you're mentioning that were and are great. Keep on being a GMN, a genetically modified nigga that you are. And disconnect yourself from that umbilical cord of greatness. Sever that shit. Because you're sure as hell not acting like, that's the reason why the melanin recessive beings will say, man, you talking about these race of people? No. They didn't build no pyramids. No way. No way. How did they build pyramids? How were they descendants of Nefertiti and Akhenaten? Descendants of Asar and Aset. When you got women nowadays talking about they don't need no man. When you got men saying, I'm a passport boat, I'm just going to go around the world being a hoe. That's it. How? How can you be great when back in the days, it was the power resided in the black family? And kids these days are saying, hey man, you know what? I'm not having no motherfucking kids because it's too expensive. When did we ever in the past, when did we ever say that? I mean, we were under harsh conditions, chattel slavery, and we were still kicking out children. But nowadays, these young adults talking about they don't want to have any children because it's the economy and, hyperinflation, funflation, all of that shit. So you're allowing the powers that be to sever your generation, your family tree. Not me, not I. Straight up. My old lady know what time it is. She be laying in the bed and she know I'm about to sing that song to her. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah. I'm not using none of that. I'm not using any birth control. Come on, man. Y'all ain't feeling me. That shit is right up under your noses and you don't even realize it. Contraception such as condoms, birth control pills, injections. That's there to control our birth, our births. Abortion clinics are in our neighborhoods. Fertility clinics are in their neighborhoods. You think those commercials that's on TV when they advertising ED, erectile dysfunction pills and shit like that, you think that shit is meant for black people? Hell no, it's meant for them. It's gotten to the point where I kind of feel sorry for these melanin recessive people because they're slowly but surely fading out. That's real talk. And you wonder why, hey man, you know what? Why they got interracial couples on commercials, in movies, on billboards. I mean, man, this is crazy. It's becoming an epidemic how, you know what I'm saying, the melanin recessive men and women are now marrying and being in relationships with blacks. What's going on? Over there in Germany, the melanin recessive woman love them some black men. I know what's going on. They don't want to face genetic annihilation. So they have picked you, chose you to mate with in order for their genes to continue to go on. That is what interracial relationships are all about. It ain't got shit to do with love. But here I am. I'm bashing interracial relationships. I'm bashing black people. And I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Man, this nigga crazy. All right, it's cool. It's cool. I ain't got no problem with it. Straight up. All I have to say is, I don't want to hear you GMNs, genetically modified niggas. I don't want to hear Mansa Musa roll off of your tongue. I don't want to hear you talk about Malcolm X. Stick to your Jesus, your God, and guess what? You can have Martin Luther King. I don't want you to be talking about Marcus Garvey, because that ain't you. Real shit. That's not what you all about. You all about smoking, drinking, having a good time, renting out booths and clubs and shit, and them niggas charge you $2,000-$3,000. You getting watered down fucking alcohol. Don't even realize it. They charging you the bottles that you buy with the sparklers on and shit. You can go to a liquor store and get that shit for $4, but they charging you $400 for the shit. You come out of the club, you done bought an outfit to go to the club. You done bought the booth out. You done bought everybody's drinks. You done bought fucking bottles and shit of liquor or wine or whatever the fuck. You done spent about 5 G's inside that goddamn that what they call a club. The only thing that you got out of the shit was taking selfies and shit. Didn't even have a good time. Cause they ain't even got a dance floor. 9 times out of 10, you can't even dance any fucking way. Spent $5,000 to $10,000 in the goddamn club. And at the end of the day, once you walk out of the club, you go and put some cheap shit inside your fucking body. Oh, excuse me, I forgot about this. You go, you run out of gas and you say, well, shit, man, I got to fill my BMW up. And it's nothing but the best, 93 octane. And now your body, your stomach is empty. So you go to the Waffle House and buy some cheap shit. Well, Waffle House ain't even cheap anymore. That shit is bad expensive. But the ingredients, the shit that you're eating is cheap as shit. It holds no nutrients. And you don't give a fuck about that. Because, of course, your motto is, like every other black person that eats anything, I eat pork from the rooter to the tutor. Your motto is, you gotta die from something. Well, guess what? I can't wait until you all fade the fuck out. Because you're no good. The only good you all are is to Newports, Budweiser, Heineken, Swisher Sweets. The list goes on. The Chinese food restaurant, the nail salon, the pizza parlor, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Nike. But of course I'm bashing black people again. man, you ain't perfect. You always bad. I never said I was. You did. Straight up. But I'm just telling you that black people got their priorities chopped and screwed. You spending all of this money. This is real talk. I'm not making this shit up. This is real talk, nigga. You spending all this money on shit and your teeth, your wisdom tooth is hurt. It's been hurting for years. You got 2 or 3 toothaches in your mouth. Cause you got cavities. Your teeth are fucked up. But you won't take money to get your teeth done. But you will take money to buy some Louis Vuitton shoes. Or if you do something with your teeth, you buying fronts or grills to put the fucking grills over the fucked up tooth that you got. The toothache, the cavities, plural. Shit, man, you can go to a fucking clinic and get that shit done for about $100 to $200. I did it. I got this tooth pulled, and I got one right here too. I'm not walking around in pain. I'm not doing it. Shit crazy, man. Everybody is fronting. You look at black folks and you like, yo, are y'all shopping at the grocery stores that I'm shopping at? Like, are we living in I am out of the country. But still, I'm still looking at prices in the United States and I'm like, yo, why ain't nobody talking about this shit? Why ain't nobody rapping about this shit? Straight up. Why is it that no one's bringing any news, any attention towards what's going on in American society that is affecting black folks? I just don't get it. I haven't heard one black person, I say one black rapper talk about shrinkflation, hyperinflation. But I will hear this same rapper that's, to straight up, this is real. I will hear this black rapper say, in response to what I said, well, I'm not going to talk about no shrinkflation and none of that shit because I'm not your role model. That's not my job. That's your parents' job. Well, I can say the same thing about you. It ain't my job to buy your fucking album. It's your job to buy your own shit. It ain't my job to purchase your merchandise. It ain't my job to look at your fucking videos. It ain't my job to go to your concerts and shit and spend my fucking money on you. People wondering why Lil Wayne's shit flopped. Because he talking about the same dumb bullshit. And it's just that plain and simple. People want substance now. They want some shit they can sit down and listen to, whether it's through song or whether it's on YouTube, as a content creator that's going to benefit their lives. People ain't got time nowadays to sit down and listen to some fucking hot garbage. They want to be enlightened. They want to be motivated. They want to be inspired. And if you can't do that, man, fuck you. That's the reason why your Lil Waynes, your Young Thugs, and all the rest of these people, all of these celebrities, people don't give a fuck about them anymore. People are tuned in to people such as myself that can inspire them and motivate them. Other than that, man, you ain't saying nothing. Literally, you ain't saying shit. So just know, whenever I do videos about black folks, it's to critique them. To correct them. And I don't say, I'm not pointing the finger like, y'all are fucked up. No, we all are in this together. So we need to check ourselves. Black folks need to hold one another accountable for the bullshit. And it's just that plain and simple. And if you don't like what I got to say, you know what you can do. Other than that, out.